Hey everybody, this is David with your Tip Thursday. Today I want to come to you, we're going to be talking about forgiveness this weekend, and I think it's one of the most important topics that our kids can talk about, because forgiving is a big part of being a Christian, because if we're following Jesus truly, we're forgiving others. We talk about this week, Peter goes and he asks Jesus, how many times am I supposed to forgive my neighbor or whatever? And he says 7 times, because that was like the line that a lot of the scholars and whatever had said at the time. You can forgive someone 7 times, but then on the 8th time, then you don't have to forgive them. And Jesus said, he did a hyperbole here, and he said, not just 7 times, but 77 times, meaning it's exaggerating it beyond proportion, beyond what a normal human can probably count. I mean, you can, but you'd have to get out a notebook and say, okay, this many times. And then he goes into the story about the unmerciful servant. So this is a really good week. For our younger kids, for our 1st and 2nd graders, and even some of our 3rd graders, it's going to be a difficult concept, because I don't think they understand as deeply what it means to forgive, and they don't hold as deep of grudges. But with our 3rd, 4th graders, and some 2nd graders, we can really dive in there a little bit and talk about what does it mean to forgive. Holding grudges against other people, being just nasty. Sometimes girls and boys, they can get into their little groups and then exclude somebody because they haven't actually forgiven someone for something. And that's some stuff that I think that we could really start talking about, when that stuff happens. And I want to really encourage you guys, especially I think for kids in those ages. I just think back to when I was those ages and going into middle school, that there were times that I was just excluded from stuff, or that I wanted to exclude other people from stuff, and that's not being very Christ-like, that's not forgiving people, and what that really looks like. And that's a difficult thing for our kids to understand and to want to do, but we have to keep reminding them, if we are going to live like Jesus, He has forgiven us so much more, because that's what the whole story talks about. And I really tried to break that down for the kids in the video this week, that we are talking about Jesus, who came down, got beaten up, got killed on a cross for us, and He had done absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, all that He did in His lifetime was go around and tell people about God and about how to live a good life and blessing people. And He received the punishment for all of our sins. So I think it's really incumbent upon us this weekend to talk about forgiveness in a big way. Hey, this weekend I want to shout out to all of you guys for holding up the fort last weekend. You guys, I hear, did a great job, and especially to Amanda for hosting both services. Well done. Thank you for doing that. I had challenged some of the high schoolers before on this. Amanda was not sure that she wanted to do it, didn't feel comfortable, but then when I challenged them again on this, she's the one who stepped up and said, I will do it, I will lead. And I just cannot thank you so much, or I cannot thank you more, Amanda, for stepping up, being willing to be a servant leader, and serving in that role this weekend. So thank you so much for doing that under some leadership by me that didn't really prepare you as best as I could have. So I'm sorry for doing that, putting you in that position. But Amanda, I hear that you did a great job last weekend. So thank you to Amanda, and thank you guys for making sure. I'm sure there were things that popped up that I didn't hear about anything bad this weekend, so I'm sure that you guys dealt with some situations that were a little bit unique this weekend. So thank you guys for stepping up and for stepping into the gap. Sarah came and helped an extra service, so thank you guys for stepping up and filling in on an extra weekend for me. I love you guys, and I will see you guys around. Bye.